Do you guys think that if you're unhappy, that's a good reason to leave a marriage?
I don't think you're gonna be happy all the time. So I don't. It depends. How long have I been unhappy?
Right.
Yes, because my kids are seeing that.
Right.
I think that matters too. Like
Most things, I think
there's a lot of people.
It don't have anything to do with age, getting married too late. People don't have the intestinal fortitude for marriage. You get up there and say these vows. It's duty and responsibility, time and pain. It's the kids. It's the rearing. It's lineage and legacy. That's a joke in itself.
But is that not part of the kids? So your kids are a direct reflection of you. So if my kids are seeing me unhappy, now what?
What are you talking about?
Because you said happiness in the marriage, because you just said that kids are part of it, right?
Let me explain it to you. You're conflating your happiness with how the kids are treated, right? I'm not even talking about the kids. I'm talking about you being happy, right? I just said that about sex, so don't act like you can't do it about everything else. So now that we have a baseline with that, you can fake it till you make it in front of them kids all the time. Now, kids have discernment. I understand that, but happiness doesn't mean everything has to be egregious in the household. However, we know ebb and flow. Is that a thing, or are we dismissing postpartum?
Postpartum depression.
Do we have menopause?
Right.
And so you guys go through these ebb and flow periods where your happiness is intrinsically not working.
But that's why I agree that.
But I'm just saying. But you put it on the kids. Like, no, answer my question directly based on happiness itself.
I did, but I said it depends on how long I've been unhappy. Raising my kids in a house where there's no happiness is not
selfish.
That's not life goals.
No, just for the sake to say I have a husband. Are you serious?
No, you made a commitment under the Most High God, right? Unless you don't believe.
Who cares about the commitment if I'm unhappy and I'm dying inside?
Don't interrupt them, Melly. Sorry, Nikki, what you say?
I'm not staying unhappy for 10 months. You talking about 10 years?
Well, I've stayed unhappy for a very, very long time. But who is going to continuously stay in an unhealthy marriage where you're burning inside, you're dying inside, you done forgot who you are, you done forgot your self-worth, and you're just super unhappy, like depressed to that point, just to say I have a husband and I have a family?
But I think that we know how hoes are created. Callie said it earlier. Something about they ain't had their daddy, their daddy didn't love them. That's one. Secondly, most of these hoes been hurt by a man. Just like these niggas that been hurt by women, they become hoes. It's the same thing.
Savage.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Even with what Callie is saying, the lack of love, hopelessness, a deficit, desperation. That's all the same umbrella. I'm desperate for the love of a real man because a man never loved me. So I'm out there searching for the love of a man. But because I don't know how to properly find love from a man because I never experienced it. So now from these worst experiences that I've had and the damage that I've had from men, I'm telling you now, I'm only going to use them for what I like them for, because there's no possibility that they could ever even try to love me correctly. And I'm so lost on love, so in the deficit, I'll be desperate. And a lot of women have seen this. The girl come up here, hands. Remember the girl that came up here who was cosplaying a man? She was a whole butch, calling the women male-centered up here. You're trying to become them niggas. Talk about worship when you think you're fucking up a storm because you're a man and you're acting like a man. That's male worship down to the ground.
So the women who are promiscuous, are we saying they're all desperate?
Majority. I'm not saying that, but I know.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like in my point in my life, I feel like I was being groomed to cater to him.
So at 18, when did you guys break up or stop doing each other?
When I was 21, turning 22.
So you went for about 3 to 4 years. How did you upgrade him?
Oh shit. I think that I gave him a different perspective.
Well, you also feel like after you dated him, I upgraded you, and then all these women want you after what I did for you.
Bro, he was 18, bro. Like, you grilling him, bro. What the fuck?
No, because it's hard to imagine an 18-year-old girl upgrading a 28-year-old man, but then you left curious, what could you have possibly really done to a man that age? Like, you don't have no money, you 18, you don't have much knowledge, you 18.
But what we're witnessing is cognitive dissonance. So there's no way you admonish the man by saying that you upgraded him and then in another breath say he groomed you. Mm-hmm. Those two things are diametrically opposed, right? And then you said age don't matter. People could be wise beyond their years. However, when Tamia gave you the bail money about you being 18, you're like, yeah, I was just 18. Nah, because remember you just said that you had the wisdom and understanding of somebody older than that, which is what you would be able to bestow on him. Right? Ooh. So these things are conflicting when we saying them. Did you actually upgrade him, or was you mad and talking shit to him because he cheated on? Are most of us cowards? Are most of us willing to kill and die for our wife and children? Are we willing to defend ourselves? Do we know what it looks like when shit is hitting the fan? Do we know when danger is actually upon us? How many dangerous situations have we been in to tell? Do we know who we are in these ways? I'm gonna just tell y'all this. If you are in a real life situation and a person approaches you after an aggressive conversation, get yourself in a position in which you can defend yourself properly. So don't stay in a position that doesn't give you any advantage but put you at a disadvantage. Don't ever do that. see people picking and choosing, you know? So if I'm going to approach you in an aggressive manner, then I should stay that way. Or else you look bad. That shit look corny. That shit don't look good for men. Because it's like, damn, is there a low-level threat of violence between men for real? But that's the word. We pump faking, we half stepping. That shit take away from our strength, our bravado, when we don't know how this shit's supposed to go. So this is a thing that I just been trying to process, man. Don't sleep on nobody and be ready. Be ready as you can. The man says he got cheated on, and you tell him he's the reason why he got cheated on because she didn't feel like she was getting enough emotional support from him, and you justify him getting cheated on.
And like I said, that's unfortunate. But the person that he
got cheated on, you would have been like, "Girl, that nigga ain't shit."
No, first of all, you don't know me, so you don't know what I would have said. I would have asked, well, what happened? What did you do? What did he do? I would try to get the full story. But to just go on this I hate women train, I'm not about to do that. Like I said, give us the full details. But to just act like everything was just shine the rainbow, sorry, Uno, but it's more to it.
Right.
So I just want you to realize real quick, she was emotionally deprived, and you think
then she entered a relationship with him.
But no, you can't add that speculation on. What we do know, based on what he shared, and somehow you're saying he emotionally deprived her. You think that correlates?
Because before she probably sexually had that experience with that man, she probably emotionally attached herself to him.
Why would you think that?
Because as y'all like to just say that women just go and just be loose and just have sex.
You do. Remember we had the conversation.
But the majority of women, they are going to emotionally, the majority of women going to emotionally attach themselves to a man.
How?
And then have the intercourse.
How do you know that?
Because I know. The same way y'all know. The same way that y'all know everything that y'all done talked about.
No, what I'm saying is, how do you know that, and how can you justify that based on women's behavior?
Because it's statistics. Somebody do the research.
If she has a dream about me cheating, am I at fault now?
You did that shit.
You did that shit, nigga. You did that shit in your past life, man.
Damn, boy. So he got hit with a honey bun and it's his fault. Okay.
That's like a boomerang.
I mean, I don't know his situation. How much would you say yes or no?
Well, she let another man put his penis in her vagina. He didn't ask her to do it. She just went and did it because or whatever.
So, I mean, I don't know how necessarily it's his fault unless he, maybe he's seen the signs and just chose to ignore them. But other than that, like, I'm pretty sure you left after you found out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he did the right thing.
Stepping away from it. So, is that an assurance for a partner? Is that an option as well? Like,
fellas,
like open book?
I got you. Real quick. Hey, fellas, if you dealing with a woman and she call you a partner, get up out of there. Okay. Yeah, let me see. Let me log in that joint whenever I feel like it. Yeah, I think that will work for sure. Yo, that accountability helps people too. If you know somebody else is looking at this shit, like how you reply, what you reply to, the bullshit, right? So like, for instance, this might be risky. Callie and I can see it, and my wife can see it. Now, I don't even really look at it that much because I know that they be looking at it. But also, bullshit get flushed. You know what I'm saying? It like take a weight off you, Right? Because temptation killed the cat. Pun intended.
I don't even have a lock on my phone. You can pick up my phone at any moment and go in there looking and see text messages and all of that shit.
Don't get a password. You say delete it. It's gonna be deleted.
You mentioned that one of the problems was that you have so much access on social media. Like some people can message you, DM, your DMs popping. Him looking at it, is that going to satisfy him that it's confirmed now, or is he just trying to confirm whether or not you're responding back and cheating?
The con to that is that he gonna read all that shit the wrong way for sure.
Every time.
As he should. It ain't never all good.
I was just going to say something to the effect of, in terms of social media, although primarily I do it for content creation, if my man had an issue with it, I was at it, no questions asked, because I've actually been there and done that.
It calls for strokes. Like somebody will punch you in your shit for talking too much and talking crazy.
It say that in the Bible? No, it doesn't say that in the Bible. That also equates to...
I knew it. A fool lips enter into contention and his mouth calleth for strokes. Proverbs 18:6.
Okay.
Because I read this shit. I'm just saying
I did too, 5,000 times.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, well, you didn't know that was in there, right?
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out.
So...
broadcast. subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. DJ HAMP about to go live again. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. First off, salute the chat, and to all new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real, well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels, and brother, don't get sent to the bathroom. We got all the stats, too, back to facts in the morning or the afternoon. Tuesday, women's POV, 2 Fridays, dancing, jamming tune. It's a community of real, and we better than the world news. This might be risky, I hope you know. This might be risky, let's go, let's go. This might be risky, no, I love you, real, I love it. This might be risky. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Yeah, it's a broadcast. It's a broadcast. It's a broadcast, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. DJ HAMP about to go live again. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. First off, salute the chat, and to all new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real, well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels, and brother, don't get sent to the bathroom. We got all the stats, too, back to facts in the morning or the afternoon. Tuesday, women's POV, 2 Fridays, dancing, jamming tune. It's a community of real, and we better than the world news. This might be risky, I hope you know. This might be risky, let's go, let's go. This might be risky, no, I love you, real, I love it. This might be risky. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Yeah, it's a broadcast. It's a broadcast. It's a broadcast, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. DJ HAMP about to go live again. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. First off, salute the chat, and to all new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real, well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels, and brother, don't get sent to the bathroom. We got all the stats, too, back to facts in the morning or the afternoon. Tuesday, women's POV, 2 Fridays, dancing, jamming tune. It's a community of real.
We can kill all this. Say, like, do you want to be next?
Anytime you ready, baby. I was supposed to be there.
Ooh, I'm with it.
I'm
with it. We can do it.
Knocks out everybody, and no one can whoop him. That's when that little Cassius Clay from Louisville, Kentucky came up and stopped Sonny Liston, the man who annihilated Floyd Patterson twice. He was going to kill me. He hit harder than George. His reach was longer than George. He's a better boxer than George. And I'm better now than I was when you saw that 22-year-old undeveloped kid running from Sonny Liston. I'm experienced now, professional. Jaw's been broke, been lost, knocked down a couple times. Bad. Been chopping trees. I done something new for this fight. I done wrestled with an alligator. That's right. I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. That's bad. Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. Man, dude. Fast. Last night, I cut the light off in my bedroom, hit the switch, was in the bed before the room was dark. Incredible. Fast. And you, George Foreman, all of you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him. All of you. I know you got him. I know you got him picked. But the man's in trouble. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Yo. Check.
Yeah. It's a broadcast. Yeah. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. DJ HAMP about to go live again. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. First off, salute the chat. And to all new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real. Well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels, and brother, don't get sent to the bathroom. We got all the stats, too, back to facts in the morning or the afternoon. Tuesday, women's POV, 2 Fridays, dancing, jamming tune. It's a community of real, and we better than the world news. This might be risky, I hope you know. This might be risky. Let's go. This might be risky. No, I love you, real, I love it. This might be risky. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Run, it's a stampede! DJ HAMP, the stampede.
DJ HAMP, the stampede.
Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, man. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. DJ HAMP and Pee Wee in the building. Salute till Wednesday. We're going to be here for a good time, not a long time. But it's the call-in show for people who don't quite want to cam up and all that. We get a few different opinions to see what's popping. I saw something that I wanted to address, so we're going to address it, man. 1 second.
Sure, speaking of place with young freak, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Sure, speaking of place with young freak, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Sure, speaking of place with young freak, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Still watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun down. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. When I'm traveling, when I'm traveling, get that when I'm traveling, 6-pack wood when I'm traveling, 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 get that when I'm traveling, 6-pack wood when I'm traveling. Sure, speaking of place with young freak, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Sure, speaking of place with young freak, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Sure, speaking of place with young freak, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Still watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. When I'm traveling, when I'm traveling, get that when I'm traveling, 6-pack wood when I'm traveling, 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 get that when I'm traveling, 6-pack wood when I'm traveling. Run, it's a stampede! DJ HAMP, the stampede.
DJ HAMP, the stampede.
Yo, salute. Let me see in the chat real quick so we can get it popping. Fish in the fit, what up? GA, what up, my G? I ain't see you yesterday. Hope all is well, you heard? Deucey in the building, of course. Danielle, was goody. Rebecca in the building. Salute, man. We missed you yesterday. There he is. What up, my G? I ain't see you yesterday. Hope all is well, man. What do you say here? Indeed, DJ Smoke for sure. No Country for Old Simps. What up? N.A. Loca was popping. Salute, man. Appreciate you. You heard? Nightbot behaving. That's always a blessing, man. Make sure y'all tap into the raffle. You know, we got a giveaway popping. Nightbot. So you see the Streamlabs right here. It's a giveaway to one of the subscribers, moderators, and all that. So that's pretty much everybody that's in here. So salute to the building. We appreciate you wholeheartedly, man. Aaliyah, what's good, twin? You heard? What's popping? This might be risky. I was in the chat. Okay. Let's do it, man. He always be quoting that shit. Who that? Orlando, what's popping? Alibaba, salute, man. Almond Eyes in the building. Imperial in the building. Missy T was popping. Salute. Artichoke. Shalom. 52 was popping, my G. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Roll was goody, my boy. Light Skin Nay in the building. You all ready? My brother Free Zone was popping. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. OG Sigma. I know you was going to the parade, right? Be safe out there. You heard? Miss Bell's in the building, man. Salute. Black King, what's good, my G? My OG Quincy in the building. Was popping. Yeah. That's a DJ Witch Doctor had did that for me. But yeah, you know, that's the Rock the Mic joint. You know what I'm saying? I actually got the whole song on that beat too, but I usually just play that one rendition he made for me. Folk, what up? Y'all heard the intro. Y'all already know the legendary intro, man. The game-changing intro. Fo came up with that. If you want an intro for yourself, get in touch with me. I'll get you in touch with Fo, or you can get in touch with Fo directly. You heard? OG Vet Life in the building. Miss Jill Lee was popping. Make sure y'all say no something. Damn. Make sure y'all say what's up to Miss Jilly in the chat, please. Dan Lee, salute my brother. Make sure y'all tap in tomorrow in the Discord, every day in the Discord to stay in the know and the understanding, man. We got Money Talks with Daily and Obstacles. You know, that shit is super informative. Salute to those brothers for doing that for the community, man. Dre, what's good, my G? I ain't see you yesterday, I don't think. My brother Dre in the building, been a member for 25 months. Do I got this one? Not that one. Uh-huh. Salute. Happy White Wagon Wednesday is disgusting, bro. Salute to Dre became a member. What? Daily Capital became a member just now, really? Oh, I gotta get that bot set up. Okay. I'm upgrading these streams, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Salute to the shout outs. Boot Camp, what's good? I ain't see you in a couple of days, King. Good to see you. My sister Callie in the building. Yo, we had a dope conversation yesterday, man. I gotta make some clips out of that. Everybody deserved to see it. Hey, Judge, I ain't seen you in a month of Sunday. Salute, man. What's poppin'? Indeed, man. Get in the raffle. Glue Guy, what's good? You on time today, my G. Appreciate you. Call me Queen T in the building. Salute to my sister. Yo, you coming to Houston? I ain't get a thorough confirmation. You know what I'm saying? Josh, what's goody? How you feeling? Oh, my soundboard is low. Oh. Thank you. I'm about to say, I know you can hear me at least. Hold on. Real quick. What up, buzzing, bird, flip a dozen. Holla at your boy, you thought your cousin was. All right, we good now. Salute. But y'all can hear this one. All right, Nate, thank you. Dre, thank you. Appreciate you. My brother Will, what up? Yo, Will, just, this might be risky. Fun fact. Will, the first person to ever send a $20 super chat. He the first person to ever kick
Dre
anybody.
Brian donated $19.99 through Super Chat.
Salute, Dre. He felt guilty because I ain't see him yesterday. Will, the first person to ever kick somebody off the panel, and this might be risky, bro. History, you know what I'm saying? We making history. Lawrence, what's good, my G? Okay. Yeah, we up. Homeboy, shalom. You know what I mean? My brother Strada, you already, man. SPS, Strada in the building. Make sure I also go catch his speech he did for the event we went out when Sean got the keynote speaker shit popping. Yo, man, the family be doing a lot of wonderful, remarkable shit, bro. I just want to say that. My brother Ed, what up? Salute. Hey, Ed, you was right, bro. I was kicking their ass yesterday, huh? Prax, VZ, Mrs. Locks, Mel, you already know. Let me see. I'm back, baby. Perfect. Shit like that. I like it, man. I like it. Salute. Like, share, subscribe, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend you heard. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel The most. Let's get into it, you know?
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that.
Yo, listen, so, you know, we make an assessment, right? And I think we've been doing a great job, a better job. I wouldn't say great, a much better job than what we've done in the last couple years and generally speaking on the internet, right? We have been using quantitative data to make determinations about what the data actually says in the trend, right? When truthfully, it allows you to kind of acknowledge something is happening, right? And there's a trend that is backed up by numerical data. But then to make a determination on what that data means and says, what the intentions are of the people that are in that subset of data, is disingenuous, right? And then to extrapolate certain data points just makes no sense. And for so long, we've been saying they do this, she do this, women do this, men do this, men XYZ, right? And not really giving it an honest assessment, right? 2019 FBI chart has been a determination for so many tropes that we experience now in terms of crime, right? That isn't an arrest stat sheet, right? That is strictly arrest. So every number up there, everybody is still technically innocent, right? But we were saying, look, black people account for this much violent crime because they got arrested the most, right? And then we ignore the exoneration sheet. Not to say it's not true, but we're just making an emphatic determination based on something that these people haven't even been thoroughly prosecuted for, right? In other countries, you're guilty until proven innocent, but not here though. Right? We also parsed out other violent crimes from what they want to deem violent crime. So now you can make a determination on whatever they said was violent in the first place, right? That is disingenuous. Hey, see what up? We say, yo, there's a 70% initiation of divorce, right? But we need qualitative, anecdotal experiences and surveys to see why that 70% initiation rate is there. You see? That's how you parse through this shit. We saying, yo, black men are most violent and etc. But you got 10,000 black men represented on that 2009 FBI sheet that got arrested for violent crimes. And somehow that's a representation of 22 million black men. Right? We have a subset of people because there's only 1.7 million people in prison, you know, and in that subset of 1.7 million people in a country full of 365 million people, that those people, which is 1.7 million of 360 million, come from single mother-led homes. So single mother-led homes now have a bad rap. But most of our people come from single mother-led homes, the successful ones also. And an extreme minority of us are in prison. So you have to finish the sentence. Out of the subset demographic, out of the contingent of people that are in prison, there is a decently large percentage that come from single mother-led homes. And you want to make sure that there's not an overrepresentation of things. So when we looked at the stat, it was 5% of those people come from single father-led homes, and then 5% of homes are single father-led. It was like between 5 and 9%. You see? So it was on par. You know? So I think that that's the key in how you assess this. I think Palomano makes a good point, right? But there are exonerations, you see? And I think the margin of error that is acceptable is between 5 and 7%, scientifically speaking, right? But that's actually a great point. I'm glad you said it. When do we ever account for the margin of error, right? There is an acceptable margin of error. I mentioned that 2 weeks ago, right? Palomano, you probably the second person right here, and I'm sure other people said it, right, that actually mentioned margin of error in the first place. And that's an issue. So I'm glad you said that, right? You just justifying that the arrest, most of those people are convicted, right? So even with the exonerations, which may be 2 or 3 points, it's still within the margin of error. That's a great addition to what I'm talking about. Good shit. We agree, right? Because Palomano is saying, yo, look, 97% convictions of those arrests. So even with exonerations being 3%, it's still within the acceptable margin of error scientifically. That's how you have the conversation. We needed scientists to come and clarify this for us. Shout out to Shad. Shout out to Sean. Right? But that's the key, being thorough with this shit. Shout out to Strata. Right? Strata also edified me in real time. Hamp, what is the reason for this study? What are they trying to prove? What you got to understand is a lot of these studies, it's a hypothesis. Right? So there's a hypothesis conceived. Right? Thank you, Shah. Right? There's a hypothesis, which means an educated guess. And guess what people want to do with that hypothesis? Prove it. So now if I say, hey, I have a hypothesis, Strata, scientist, I'm going to pay you to prove my hypothesis. And if you prove this, I'm going to fund you more. Guess what that scientist is going to do? Because within proving your hypothesis, there's also money I can use to do the things I want to do. Right? Should it be that way? It's a slippery slope, but we know that that happens. Right? I can only sell it if you tell people it's worth me selling. Right? That's the key. There was a chart that was put up. It said estimated 30% of black men have felonies. These are hard and fast numbers. Convictions are hard and fast numbers, right? Death certificates are hard and fast numbers. You can literally calculate that. Arrest versus how many black men. But it was just said, estimated. And black men accepted it in real time when it was said. And it made no sense in the first place. Right? But it was estimated, and it was an hypothesis that somebody wanted to prove because they had an agenda. Right? So you have to be cognizant of all these things when you're making these determinations. Right? And so I'm looking at that now that I laid that premise out, right? I was listening to this stream. It got sent to me by 2 people, right? Not 50 people like always. Just 2 people sent me this. I never seen these brothers before. And they were assessing a Nick Fuentes video. I didn't watch the whole thing purposely, but I wanted to get, just a little bit of a baseline for it, right? And I was looking at, right, the word contingent. And I said, okay, I could see that. I could see that, right? I think this person is trying to be more genuine than maybe we give them credit for. You know, I've never taken the time to watch the videos. You just see the clips, you know? So I listened a little bit, but I stopped it, right? I stopped it so that I didn't ruin it, right? To have an organic reaction. There were a few things I heard that were dishonest, you know? But I said, let me keep listening. I don't want to get hung up on those couple things, you know? Let me listen to what the person's saying, and does it have merit? You see? I reject the premise of black men just being so violent, right? But I do agree, and I say this often enough, that there is a demographic, right? There is a demographic of black men that do these crimes, right? But I'm rejecting the premise that you put that jacket on black men as a whole, right? But if we want to talk about contingents, subsets, then we can do that. So when I listened to this clip, I tried to be as objective as possible, regardless of the sentiments and stereotypes behind the person talking. Easier said than done for most of us, but I wanted to give it an opportunity, which is why the title of the show is The Contingent. And when we assess the contingent, how honest do we need to be to change the modus operandi of said contingent? Let's get into it. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, man. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. DJ Ham, the stamp. Salute to the Kick crowd. We growing on Kick, you know what I'm saying? So let's get into this real quick, man. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. And yo, since my brothers edified that on me, people just saying shit, they really have to actually justify it, right? The good thing today is a call-in show. You don't got to show your face, right? Because fear is a mind killer, and then you can actually have a conversation in real time. And whoever's right will be proven so. You know? Let me just do this real quick. Yo, Lee, Shalom. Let me see. My bad. 1 second. Like I said, I'm talking fast. I hope I'm being clear. I'm trying to be as concise as possible because, you know, I got shit to do today. I usually don't stream on these days. All right. Christo, what's up? I ain't seen you in a couple days. Hope all is well. All right, real quick. So, we got 150 people in the building. Salute, we got 52 likes. Let's get it popping, man. I hope that y'all got what I was saying, and I'm going to put that out so y'all can get what I was saying because I think that was important. So here. So I never seen these brothers before. Their names, damn. What is their name? What is their name? Cartier. I never seen these brothers before. I actually didn't listen to their commentary. Can anybody edify me on what their shtick is? Their shtick is. Cheeky, what up? Like, what do they talk about? Who would they be aligned with if you had to like align them with a name? Would they be like, who are they adjacent to? They're conservative? Okay. Conservative to where they justify all the actions, or they are honest and they have a conservative leaning opinion. Right? Are they like that kind of that, oh, well, there's a way that this black person was wrong somehow? Or is it, assessment per assessment, and then their assessment is more conservative leaning? You know, because again, I'm just trying to understand, you know? Okay. See, now that's different. So Mr. Chad said one thing, Nakin said another thing. So, okay, Tatum, okay. That's different too. All right, so let me just take a look. And we go from here. But I listened to this, and I want y'all to give an assessment, right? So we have the video that they're reviewing. Well, I need to know what y'all think, right? And I'll pause it where I'm like, okay, that's bullshit. But what do we need to assess in all honesty?
Reason. And the reason if this is supposed to be a human being thing, where's all the condemnation from the other black people? Did black people condemn this vicious act of human evil against another human? No. They raised $800,000 to defend the murderer from accountability. Not only did the black community rally in his defense, saying free him and raising money for his legal defense, they also protested outside the courthouse, demanding that he be let go even today, saying he was provoked, he was acting in self-defense. So is it a human being thing? Is it ever? Was it a human being thing when it was George Floyd, Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, O.J. Simpson? Was it a human being thing when it was Emmett Till threatening to rape that white girl? No, it's not.
So I heard that part. Obviously, the Emmett Till thing is false. But I tend to agree with him where it's not a human being thing. It is not a human being thing. People are color centric. People are race leaning. People are race ist, right? They have an affinity for people who look like them. And those are the people that they're often more willing to support or give the benefit of the doubt to, right? The Emmett Till thing was bullshit. But what he said before that, right? I think that has merit. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me. Put a 2 in the chat if you disagree. Let's remove the Emmett Till thing, right? That's the place where we get hung up, you know? But what he said previously. Now, when he saying they raised the money and called him a murderer, in our country, you're innocent until proven guilty. So that would be disingenuous. Now, because he sound like he's saying murderer before he got convicted and after, right? That's him acknowledging that it's not just a human thing. People err on one particular side. You know what I'm saying? But technically, if you're being technical and being objective and honest and veracious about the conversation, if they're raising money before he's convicted, he's not a murderer. He is innocent in our country. You see? But it is not a human thing. It is a race thing 99% of the time. Whether it should be or not is not what he's addressing. He's saying what it is. and I don't disagree. Okay, so it's mostly ones because we being objective about what it is we taking a look at.
Every human being thing. It's always a racial thing. And at a certain point, we need to confront this. You can ignore it. You can avoid it. You can try and sidestep that conversation. But at the end of the day, why is it that we can't live in major cities? A huge part of it is because of this criminal population. And it's not all of them. Everybody knows that. It almost doesn't even need to be said. We all know not every single black person's a criminal. And we all know not every single black person is a racist against white people. We all know that. However, we also know that the reason you're not able to go safely on the subway at night or during the day is because of this contingent. I don't know how big it is. I'm not going to put a percentage on it, but there is a contingent among the black population that makes it unsafe for everybody. Blacks and whites included, Hispanics and Asians. That's why you can't ride on the subway. And the reason that you can't commute to work on the subway is because of this. That's why you got to get a car and drive in traffic. And the reason you can't live in certain neighborhoods and why you got to go and move out in the suburbs is the same reason. And the reason you can't send your kids to school in the city is because of the same reason. And the reason you can't have a 24/7 restaurant downtown, it's the same reason. And so how are we going to live? How are we going to live? How are we going to live our lives free from fear? How are we going to live our lives and even have a social fabric at all when this is the kind of thing that is going on?
The only thing that I did not.
So, what do you guys think about what he said? And to do Crew Fest, I'm going to give you opportunity to hit the link today. If you don't, then we'll just bid you farewell, right? You don't got to be on camera. You know? So, look at this, right? What do you guys think about what he said? What do you guys think about what he said? What do you guys think about what he said? Is he wrong? Is he wrong about that? Because remember, the word is contingent. So I'm just thinking about it, right? I'm just thinking about it. The word, I'm going to re-say it. The word is contingent. That's what I'm focused on so that we can properly compartmentalize this and parse it out. The word is contingent. He didn't even put a percentage on it. You know, when you live in like DC as an example, when you do see the teen takeovers and etc., most of the faces are the same color as mine. You know, before we came to Texas, my oldest daughter, her high school, and you got to get in the lottery to pick the right high school, and even the high schools that they revere, even Benjamin Banneker, there are still metal detectors. Even at Dunbar, there are still metal detectors. At the preparatory high schools, there are still metal detectors. If you in a city, there are still metal detectors. You know? So we just looking at the assessment of what he's saying. Now, here's where it may or may not be fair. We're assessing a demographic that is 80% black. So like DC. So it's obvious that the people that are going to be committing the crimes or causing stirrups are going to be black. Got them at Duke Ellington too, right? Because everybody's black. So does it make it disingenuous? Now, he didn't focus on the city. My anecdotal experience is in that city. If you talk to people in New York City, which is about, I think New York City is what, 55% white, I think? 60% white? If I'm not mistaken, somebody fact check that. It's not, a hill to die on. I just think, do you see the racial makeup change, or do most of the faces look like ours when we look at the teen takeover shit and the different crime and the violent stuff that cause people to kind of, refrain from wanting to be there, live there, and etc. So like people move to DC, right? People live in DC. White people live in DC. Latino people live in DC. DC is pretty segregated, I would say. right? But people are moving there. But when these things are happening specifically, who are the people that are doing them? Not even saying that everybody in mass is affected, but it changes the landscape. Strata can attest. Strata's in the chat. We were on U Street in DC on a Thursday. I'm like, yo, I'm telling you, when we go to U Street, when we had the boxing match, which was right down the street, then we walk back to the main part. On Thursdays, you could not walk through there. You could not walk through there, bro. You could not get through there. Like, you know what I'm saying? No, it's segregated, Chrissy. No, DC is segregated for sure, right? You got to go to Congress Heights to see the Latinos. You know, black people are throughout, but white people are mostly in particular sections for sure. You know, it has progressively changed a little bit, but from 2012 to now, stark difference. I'll hand you that for sure. You know, but we out there and it was like a ghost town. And I'm like, damn. And so Strata and I go out and talk to the security guard. He's like, yo, they've been busting niggas in the head with bottles, breaking in people's cars and etc. And people just don't want to come out no more. They just walking around. They don't go to in the clubs. They just walking around harassing people. The bouncer, big strong black dude, told us that. Because we was in this hookah lounge that used to be called Chicha, used to be down the street, then it kind of moved towards the middle. You could not get through there on a Thursday, bro. Thirsty Thursday was lit. And the kid said, yo, the kids been fucking it up. The little niggas been fucking it up. We only got one. Yeah. Yo, Strata, like you said, Strata in the chat. Yo, we were doing, what we do? Oh, so like on the east of the river, there's only one sit down. There was for years only one sit down restaurant, and it was Denny's. And you know what Denny's got? Police outside, right? My friend, he used to do off duty at Denny's every night because you had to, because shit was popping. Salatai was run down as shit. You know what I'm saying? Then finally over on the southeast side, you got Bus Boys, Poets, and a few other things, you know. But they heavily like kind of guard these places, especially because they put Department of Homeland Security on the south side now, you know. So they do more to kind of clean that up because you got a lot of people kind of working through there. So near where the big chair is, you know, they police it differently. Yeah, nah, you're right, Nathan, for sure. People definitely come up from the Virginia and all that. But Columbia Heights, thank you. Not Congress Heights, I'm bugging. That's back on the south. Yeah, Columbia Heights, thank you. And up in Northwest, you got all the Latinos. So people that live in DC know it's parsed out like that, you know. But I'm just making the assessment based on my anecdotal experience from the city that I'm versed in, you know. And it's a bigger city. It's a how you say, like a blue city, of course, and shit like that, right? And so I'm listening to what he said, and I'm saying, was he wrong? And he said contingent. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. He said contingent. He didn't say everybody, right? He didn't even put a percentage on it. Now he has to sensationalize it with the Emmett Till thing. He has to call Carmelo a murderer before he's actually convicted. Killing and murder are not the same thing, right? Murder is not justified. Killing is. You know, that's why I'm not calling him a murderer until they convict him. So I'm just looking at the technicality of it, you know? So, but when I listen to him, was he wrong? What is you guys' take on it? I'm going to slow down. I'm going to see if I can read the chat. If y'all super chat it, obviously that's easier for me to put your opinion in the game. You feel me? Let me see this real quick. Salute to Dre. Chris C with the $5 says, oh, Chris, I made you a mod too on Kick. I'm trying to get acclimated. I found out how to do it this morning. Chrissy with the $5 says, I just came to hit the like button. I'm going back to Kick so I can close my phone and put it in my pocket. Yeah, I think, and Chrissy, I had started the Kick stream after, so it's not, you don't see all these super details, but I know you can hear me at least on Kick, right? Can you hear what I'm saying pretty good? Hopefully I got it set up correctly. I had to use 2 different streaming platforms, but salute, man. Salute to 220 people in the building, man. I don't even know who over at Kick right now, but I'm gonna start leaning into that, man, for sure. So I'm just looking at. So again, after we just conversed about it, right? I just talked through, gave y'all my 2 cents, you know. And the man said contingent. He said that. That's what I'm leaning into. Was he wrong? That's all right, bro. Come on. You know? All right, good. So was he out of line? Was he out of bounds? And like, not saying he's wrong or right. Does he have a point? That's how I should have said it. Yeah, he put some podcast sauce on it, right? Does he have a point? That's how I should phrase it. Does he have a point? Yeah. So that's the thing, AC. When he said it, and I'm looking at U Street, everybody used to be on U Street. Everybody. White, black, didn't matter because there was so many different type of clubs and bars out there. And now it was a ghost town because of what people were experiencing. Just keeping it tall. You know? And when he mentioned the cases, I agree. Right? Before we know what happened, I don't know if he did it. Right? I don't know if he did it. I can't claim that. I'm giving the black dude the benefit of the doubt. Obama black, we voting for him. OJ innocent, even if he did look like he the only person that could have done it in the whole wide world. Just like it's easier for him to say Emmett Till tried to rape the white girl. Right? Said no black man ever Emmett Till tried to rape that white girl. Yeah, Strada, that's the thing. I think he's just making a point that it's not human. It is race first. Human second. I think that is his overarching point. And I know everybody racist. So when he's saying that, maybe it resonates with me because I already know that. Yeah, the Patty Boom Booms on U Street, right? Yup. AC, break that down. It doesn't hold water in comparison to other locations. You saying in DC it's obvious. So AC's point is, look, it's 80% black. Of course it's gonna be those people. But when you look at other cities, right, that have a larger Latino population, like maybe the South Bronx. Is South Bronx still overwhelmingly Latino? Is Spanish Harlem still overwhelmingly Latino? Or is it just the name now? But if it is, to AC's point, then you will find the people doing crime there are Latino. You know? And that is the city. So that's AC's point. When you go to Chicago on the west side, does that crime, and this is another part of AC's point. When you go to Chicago, like when we went, you'd be thinking Chicago is everything they show us. Nah. Chicago got like a waterfront. It got big ass buildings. The infrastructure is amazing because it gotta be because it gets so cold. Right? Beautiful streets. All that. Ain't nobody doing shit. So then that's AC's second part of his point. Yo, he ain't going to the south side. Just like everybody else. When you go to the places that it ain't happening that, you don't see this. You know? I think that's a fair point. I think the obvious retort was, where did FBG Duck get shot at? Right? Like AC, that's how it's going to be, right? Because FBG, if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, God bless the dead, he got shot near like the mall, right? I think it was like the mall of downtown. They put him on ice there. You know? But I'm just listening. And when he said contingent, I'm saying, okay. Let me hear what the brother said, right? It's only right, because I'm looking at their video, so I guess it's okay to get their commentary. But that first part, I'm just looking at it, trying to assess it, you know. And do we dismiss it because of the messenger? Like my sis said, she said, this motherfucker's a devil. We got black people that would be objective about it. We don't need him. Does that make him any less right? Or does that make his point any less invalid? So let me hear what these brothers said just for the sake of it.
I'd agree with him. That statement was the Emmett Till thing, because I don't really know too much about that. And from what I had been presented on that, it was a very sad thing, but I don't know anything about that, so I'm not going to really make an opinion on that. But outside of that, every single thing he said, I 100% agree with. And it's not even really debatable. I mean, if you look at just the statistics of the crime, who's committing the crime, it's a very small percentage of people who are committing all of the crimes. This is an issue. Black people not being accountable about it and calling it out is also an issue. The only prominent black person that I saw say anything about this was Stephen A. Smith. Every single person other than that pretty much defended it and vouched for it. And that makes me question your judgment in all things, because if you agree with someone just based on race alone and not on like the logic of it, is this person right or wrong? Is it right or wrong to murder? Then I don't really want to be around you. And anyone else who doesn't want to be around you, I don't see them as wrong either, because you could be potentially dangerous or side with dangerous people if you cannot condone murder when it's just a cold-blooded murder, and that's what it is.
Yeah, I do think there has been a very big lack of condemnation for this. People are trying to make it, they keep running with the internet narratives that he was jumped, he was assaulted, but that's been debunked numerous times. Like even every witness that took the stand said that wasn't true. 6 of those witnesses are black. Are they lying? Are they lying? Like now the black people who they called into question to tell the truth and recount what happened is a liar? At what point do we just acknowledge the truth that this is a kid that made a horrible, egregious mistake and now someone else is dead and he's going to jail for the greater part of his life? He's going to spend more time in jail than he spent being free. That sucks. And it's like people want to make it seem like he was wronged or like this is just some big injustice. And it's just like the simple fact that you cannot bring a weapon to school and stab someone. Whether or not it was justified or not, he's going to prison. You cannot stab someone at school. Simple facts. And there was once a time in society when we hear that someone brought a knife to school and stabbed someone else and went to jail, and we're like, oh, that's a good thing. And all of a sudden, we're acting like this is some big injustice and this is a racial thing, and it's ridiculous. I think that the lack of accountability to call out wrong and say wrong is wrong regardless of skin color is a big problem to me. It's interesting that people are being called out of their name, being called sellouts, being attacked for acknowledging that simple truth.
He going to jail because of the all-white jury. Whoa, y'all remember how I said people's information can be found on the internet?
All right, so it look like commercial. So, yeah, I hear what they saying. I think, just, based on how our country came to fruition and, is, I think trying to say we should remove race and all that is like saying take the football out of football. Like, take the quarterback out of football. You couldn't play the game. It would not be the United States, right? In the inception, your color mattered. So to remove it now, I think it's an irrelevant conversation. We understand that people align by race, and then you make assessments based on the information provided. I think the black people I spoke to in regards to the Carmelo saw where there's provocation and there's an aggressor, right? And there's a question about who's who, right? Most of the black people I heard didn't say that he should walk free. However, they said the punishment should fit what actually happened in the actual crime. And then when they went to go deliberate, in the instructions, they added manslaughter. So that's what I heard mostly. I just think it's not really okay, Chrissy. So I gotta fix that. I like I said, Chrissy, thank you. I hit the wrong I forgot to add kick to my eCam, so I just added it real quick on my StreamYard. So that's what I heard most black people say. Now. Even the brother that was just talking mentioned it's a minority of black people doing these crimes. They're black nonetheless. And so I agree, when you are assessing a demographic, assess the demographic and assess all factors and variables in that demographic. Do they come from single mothers? Are they black? Are they Latino? Do they come from foster care? Right? Are there any psychological ineptness? You know, who's prosecuting them? How are they prosecuted? What's their history? You know, what are the statistics? What are the crimes? What about the 13th Amendment? What about the plea bargain system? Right? All that shit matters when you have the conversation about the criminal demographic. You know, so if you want to make an honest assessment, you don't stop at race either. You see, that's how this shit should go too. So when you do see it, black people, where's the city? What percentage of the city is black? What percentage isn't? Right? What's the participation? What families do they come from? Right? What are the confines? What are the laws? What are the bonding? You know, all of that needs to be assessed. You know, so don't just stop at race either. If you're asking for race to be removed, you can't remove it. But instead, what you can do is assess beyond race. Understand that people align by race most of the time. And then after that, assess beyond race to see what other factors qualify a person to be criminal or more likely to be so. You see? I think that's the honest thing, the voracious thing we can do, you know, if we want to be sagacious in our assessments, you know, because I think that that's what you would want to do, because you can't remove race, but you assess beyond race, because if people are leaning on content of the character, we'll see what goes into that character, not just the color of the skin. You see, so if you're going to adopt Martin Luther King's ideology, apply it then. Right? Right? Be honest about it. So I think that that's how I would do it in terms of, because you can't remove race. So I'm going to drop this link for the call in. We could talk about it real quick and get up out of here, man. And this is obviously in the wake of the Carmelo thing, you know? So obviously that has a lot to do with the reason why this is being said. All right, let me do this real quick. Oh shit, let me see you. You got black?
I told you I have one more.
You got black? Oh shit. Yo, what's poppin'?
Good morning. Yeah, I had one more. It's like, yeah, I got another hat.
You had to get black. It's only right. You feel me?
It's only right. I wear the black one every day, actually.
It's
so
easy.
I'll pop it out last.
You could just pop it on. Feel me?
Expecting me to have a black one.
Yeah, word. So, Rel, did you wake up when I started it?
I woke up when I was waiting on the credits to start and fell asleep during the credits.
So I just was cooking, you know what I'm saying? I was just cooking up just in terms of assessing that clip that I was just assessing, you know? But that clip, what he was saying, I'm saying, yo, does he have a point, right? If we remove all the riffraff, you know? And I was like, okay, I could see that point. When you are assessing a contingent of people, a subset of people, a demographic of people, when you try to cast the wide net and just make it all black people, that's when you get instant pushback and you can't substantiate your claim after that. But if you assess a demographic, you good, right? They were also saying, hey, race, us people aligning by race is an issue, right? And I was saying, you're never going to remove that, you know? But also when you say it's black people doing the thing, don't stop at race, because all you doing is doing what has always been done, right? Assess the person. Okay, they black, 1. Single mother led home or not, dual family, 2, right? Is there any IEPs in their history? 3, right? Where do they live? What's the poverty level? 4. Like, make a full assessment. Because you may actually see that it ain't race, which is the determining factor. It could be the other factors. But if you stop at race while complaining about race, you're doing the same thing you've always done.
And the reason why you don't want to assess it is because you would show that it's not race. Because it would clearly show that people are not predisposed to these negative behaviors, right? And not only that, right, Hamp, you would have to address the social economic statuses or the combining factors that causes the behavior, and then realize that those environments was manufactured. And who were they manufactured by? Oh, you.
You know? So Relly, so the rest of the stream from yesterday, what did you think about the premise you set? Most of the chat was agreeing like, yo, they're proving this shit in real time. Right? The racial things that are leveraged, the gender things that are leveraged, very similar in application. You know?
Definitely. But you know what I do, right? I make a bold statement. Everybody disagrees, which I'm okay with, right?
Yeah.
I do my 20 versus 1. And then I sit back and I let people just prove it themselves. They always gonna prove it themselves. If you type in the Discord how many times if somebody's saying Sherelle was right, Sherelle said that, you'd be surprised, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm literally pulling from the observation of them. Like, these are my test dummies. I'm not like going off in the world. I'm seeing what people do on YouTube and here, right? And you know what they're gonna say? This is the internet. This is not real. I actually think people who they really are here more than they are in real life, right? I think freedom and lack of consequences bring people to show who their real character. Otherwise, they would be scared to be themselves in an environment, right? It would give them the anxiety, the fear, and that would correct them. But when you don't feel like you're getting caught, you're gonna have a ball.
Yeah. Word. Yo, it's yeah.
You rub your hands together.
Yeah, like yo, real shit.
That's another thing, right, too, because we touched on they said we blame black men for certain things. And I'm like, we blaming them for the things that they do, which is like the crime. And you remember Hove did a freestyle at the Roots concert, huh?
Yes.
And Hove said this, niggas looked up to Hove. I ain't never look up to them.
Yeah.
Niggas look up to the niggas. Niggas don't look up to their mamas. Fuck is you blaming their mamas for their behavior? Your mom ain't never gave you a pack and told you to run it. That was the nigga up the street. Your mom ain't never fronted you a brick. You ain't never stabbed your mom over some records. Your mama ain't never did no shit like that. But we continuously think that kids won't derive off the path that the parents set for them. Even though we know we was them kids cussing, doing all type of shit our parents didn't approve of, and lying our asses off to them.
Yeah.
Till we got knocked. Till we get in trouble. And then your parents looking down on you because you got in trouble this one time, but you know you got away with this shit 1,000,000 times by the time they caught you.
Yeah, that is mostly what it was. My we used to admire the OGs who was tough, was fighting, had money. Yeah, I'm just because I'm just thinking about the man aspect, Like my father had great influence over me, obviously, but the outside shit was because of the old heads that was cool, Right? Like, yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. So let us bring our first caller in. We got Cheeky on the line. Cheek, can you hear me? What's poppin'?
What's good? How y'all feeling?
Good, man. How you? God damn. You just woke up?
Hell no, I've been up. It's the mic. The mic that I be using versus being on the phone versus real life. It's 3 different voices. Everybody say the same shit.
Okay. Yeah, and then your rapping voice.
Then the rapping voice, right? Like, it's a whole bunch of shit that get into it.
He got like 6 rapping voices.
So, Cheek, I don't know if you were listening to what I conveyed, and then we kind of just talking about like the modus operandi from yesterday and etc. Obviously, this all kind of ties into Carmelo as well. What you think, though? I'm not trying to lead you to anything. I'm just, what you think?
Yeah, and I think that I think there's going to always be aspects to somebody's beliefs that that you can agree with, which is why things that are easy to follow or easy to be misled always have some level of truth to it, right? Because like even the scriptures say that, like there's always going to be some element of truth to it to pull you into it. So the cautiousness for believing or even hearing something from somebody like Nick Fuentes is the reason why nobody wants to agree. But what he's saying wasn't false. Like, yeah, of course there's going to be a contingent of any sect or group that does wrong, right? It's just what do you do with that representation, like you were saying before.
Yeah.
Because even with the whole Carmelo thing, I was never the person that said he don't deserve no time. No, I can't think of one person that said he don't deserve no time. Or at least in this, in this space. So it's like, yeah, what he says, there's some validity behind it, but that's how they get you. Because they know they're saying things that have some level of truth to it, but your ignorance to the rest of the truth is how they add the other stuff. That 1350 rule. On the surface, when you look it up, 13% of the population, but somehow 50%. Then you do the exam. You see what you had to do to debunk something, just because on the surface it may have seemed true, but they're not doing enough calculating, or they're only presenting a certain amount of truth to make it, digestible enough for you to go, yeah, this is fine for me to believe. That's how racism works. Racism was a science. They was using skull shape and was trying to make using some level of science to explain, or genetics to explain why black people are the way they are. Like all of these things, they're going to try to find ways to add validity to it, but that's why it's called pseudoscience. So yeah, like nigga tell the truth sometime. But every nigga got to tell the truth sometime when it's time for a good lie.
Damn. Yeah. Bro, what the hell's he doing?
Oh, you ain't know fine. Nah, I definitely understand that. I think but I think the concept is kind of like two truths and a lie. they gonna tell a truth and then they gonna tell a lie, then they gonna tell two more truths and then they gonna tell another lie. It's like what you kind of like, it kind of frustrates you sometimes. Yet not only are they being hyperbolic about the truth or not wanting to go in depth with the truth, but they'll squeeze a blatant lie in it.
Right.
So that really be the issue, because you kind of be like, I understand that, but it's more to it. And then they'll just say a bold-faced lie. You be like, hold on, wait, nigga, that's just racist. That's just wild to say.
And the thing is, people will let that bold-faced lie go because it aligns with what they already think is true, which is why it gets frustrating, right? Because I expect the Cartier family, right? If you don't know who they are, you don't understand background. But they're Brandon Tate, or Officer Tate, whatever that guy's name is. They are him, Tom's three. It's just three individual people that believe and think like he does. So, of course, I can see them agreeing with something that Nick Fuentes. But you got to be cognizant of that. Most people are not trying to check their bias. People honestly think that I'm a feminist. Little do they know. It's not saying that I'm like a super misogynist or anything, but I'm not. I'm just looking for the truth. And because I've been doing this from every aspect of my life, from religion to studying to just trying to understand life, I've always had to fact check it. And that's in the scripture itself. You need to do not trust all things. Test it. But these niggas don't test anything. And the only things they're willing to test are the things that they think already agree with them.
Well, and that's why I'm thinking, when I look at them, when I was assessing this, right, I have to be perspicacious, right? I discern through. You weed through. I can understand shit, even if they have a different agenda or intent, right? I could parse through it for the objectivity. You know?
For sure.
Now, how many people are perspicacious, though?
Not many.
And I think therein lies an issue, right? Because the framing is what people take, right? His narrative of what he's trying to convey to be true, there's a spin on it. There's some sauce on it, like Strata said. Like the Emmett Till thing.
Right.
You know? Damn.
But see, that was a blatant lie, though. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know what was more blatant is that the woman who did this shit came out a couple of years ago and said she lied.
Yeah. Like before she died.
So there's even no room for speculation if the so-called victim in the situation came out and was like, I was just being a racist white old bitch.
And guess what? The person that said, I don't know that much about it, didn't do like come on. Like the person that said, I don't know that much about it, the likely chance of something like that happening to him or the possibility is much greater for him than it is Nick Fuentes. But you don't know any information about people that favor your skin color or the history of that.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, and again, to many, that will be a small thing. Like, he just didn't know. But him not knowing and and their common belief and rhetoric is very problematic, because if you put two and two together, it's like, nigga, how you not know that, but you know this, and it doesn't align or it doesn't benefit you, and they won't look favorably upon you in any other circumstance, especially if you agree with the first statement that Fuentes says was, it's about race before anything. I hate to tell y'all, but did you look at yourself before you watch Nick Fuentes? You don't look like him.
Man. So, Cheat, let me do this. Hang out in the back. I'm going to bring up another caller, but don't leave if you ain't doing nothing.
Yes, sir.
He always doing something. That man be doing a million things.
Let's see. Black America, what's poppin'?
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I don't think most of us like the Fuentes dude, right? And the only thing that I don't agree with HAMP is with I don't agree with the racial aspect of it. We all see color, but I don't think everything we do revolves around color. Just like I said before, your dad worked hard. You grew up around black and white people. We grow up when we're growing up, especially our fathers that work and stuff like that. We grow up in an area around where people are economically the same, right? It doesn't really have anything to do with race as far as that matters, but it has to do with more of an economic playing field, is what I see. And I think a lot of us, we don't like the white people. They discard their people. They call them trailer park trash. I don't think a lot of us discard our people, right? That are doing the bad things, you know. Or we, like you said, I don't know. You say you give them favor or something like that. What did you say? Benefit of the doubt. You give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't. I think we give people too much benefit of the doubt sometimes.
Sometimes it's disgusting.
Well, I think we give people too much benefit of it. No. Sometimes we give too much benefit of it.
Who?
Us as people. You give people in general too much benefit of the doubt. Just because somebody looks like you doesn't mean that they get the benefit of the doubt, or that I'm gonna go more lenient on him because they look like me.
And you think we do that more than white people?
Well, white people call their people trailer park trash, and this is not for you, Sherelle. Sherelle, you call people out. I'm talking about in general, right?
Wait,
we don't try to separate ourselves from the people that are doing all of the atrocious things.
Wait. We have degenerates all throughout these presidents' kids and all that. They ain't discarding these boys. What's Joe Biden's son is a fucking flunky and a junkie. They ain't discarding him. Fucking Chet Hanks. You ever seen that motherfucker? Tom Hanks ain't. Oh, that ain't my son. What are you talking about? That's bullshit.
Well, I mean, you can say the same thing.
And then you sitting here. Why would we discard you? You brought your beautiful daughter to my fight. The doors was closed. Nobody could get in. Somehow you got in. Show me love with the baby. You had to go bring her somewhere, right? You got your own truck. Somebody had to give you an opportunity. You've been in jail, all types of shit. Why would we discard you? Look what you are now. That don't make no sense.
Yes. But everybody, it also has to do with the type of work that person applies themselves and put in.
So you're saying there's a chance?
So there's a chance of what?
Them being like you, because you ain't special.
When I got out of prison, I was back at work at the railroad the next day.
Huh?
It's a difference in how the person is applying themselves. Everybody's not applying themselves in the same manner.
I'm saying though, OG, you ain't special.
No, but
so
your father probably told you the same. Well, but everybody's not me. Everybody's not going to put the blood, sweat, and tears in.
I know, but I'm saying that you ain't special. So if you did it, why would I just discard the other men? All they need is a shot. Because my best worker did. He had to do 7 years for a gun charge, and they give him 3.5 in New York, and then they give you time for bullets, right? So the streets is mean. He carrying a hammer. He get arrested for it. He had to do 7 of them things, right? So now he got a felony. He come to Houston. I give him a shot. I cannot replace this man.
Yes. Because he is putting in the work. That's what I'm saying.
No, because this is what
he's applying himself.
Putting
the work in.
I got you. Take this walk with me. You saying we need to discard the people who are quote unquote doing these bad things, right? He did a bad thing by proxy. He shouldn't get an opportunity from me based on what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying the person has to show their work. They have to actually apply. So after I left the railroad, I went and got a job in a hotel. Hell, it took me a year of going up there 3 times a week to get this job. 3 times a week, I was going up there for a whole year to get this job. People are not doing their due diligence and showing the work. If they get told no, then that's it. They just sit on their hands. The man that you're talking about, you gave him an opportunity, and he's showing and improving, and he's proven to you that he does deserve that chance. I'm talking about the people that keep going in and out and going back. I got an uncle. He went in when he was 15. He only spent 1 day out of prison, 1 birthday out of prison from the time he was 15 until the time he passed away, because he was a lunatic. Some people are just some people will not correct themselves.
Okay. So you're saying the people who are contribute to the recidivism rate, then you saying like those are the people that we need to admonish. I'm just saying that, where does the discard start and stop, right? It's subjective. But the reason why there was a trend, there was a few years back, they said, hey, take off the thing where it says, have you been convicted of a felony or misdemeanor? Because when people see that, instantly, people weren't getting an opportunity because they were just being discarded. So when people gave you an opportunity, just like my brother that works for me now, because I'm not just saying, hey, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, vetting him out. He working with me over and over. I'm teaching him. And if he proved to not be shit, then I let him go. But if I were to discard, he never gets the opportunity. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, I understand that. And I understand about the felony thing, too. My felony was in the 90s. Like, that's 30-something years ago.
Yeah.
I haven't caught another felony since then. It's just like the where they say, 30% of black men have felonies. Well, the lady of the house, her dad got a felony. But that dude is like 70-something years old. So if they're counting every black man alive, like if you have 3 friends out of your friend group that have felonies, that's the 30% right there. That doesn't mean they're committing crimes actively. That just means that they do have a past with a felony. So I understand that when it's said, and it sounds like it's a horrible thing.
It's mathematically inaccurate what you said. Because I don't just have 3 friends, I have 1,000 friends. And 3 have felonies. That's the actual math.
Okay. Hemp, do most men have more than 2 or 3 friends?
Now, people play the friend game, so I don't know how you see friend. But I have more than 3 friends.
I'm calling sandbox. I'm calling saying 3rd grade. If you got a friend that you just a friend with in 12th grade, that's not your friend. I'm talking about people that are diehard when you call them at 5 o'clock in the morning and tell them to bring the. Those are I consider friends. Most men do not have friends like that. You see what I mean? It's a difference.
Well, why do you need them to be from grade? It might be a guy they met after in college that's more willing to do for them than the 3rd grade friend.
Yeah, I got mad.
I think those friendships what we
most
are
men.
just. I'm saying, like, I feel like those friendships we build as kids.
This the argument but OG Black America has to frame it that way so to make the point. The point is simply untrue, is all I'm saying, right? Because to your point, I have friends from the sandbox, I have friends from high school, I have friends from college, I have friends from moving to DC, I have friends from YouTube. I have 50 people, including Black America, right, Relly, who came to my goddamn fight. With the baby.
I understand that wholeheartedly. What I'm saying is
Run! Investigate me! DJ Ham
you are the anomaly.
DJ Ham does
My friends don't have felonies.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying, but
I mean, that's just,
if it's true, it's true. But if it's not true, we need to destroy it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know many people without felonies, right? So I'm just saying that is your friend group, and I understand it. I dig it, but I mean, it doesn't ring true for the entirety of people. You DJ Hemp, you got a nice group of friends that's willing to bleed for you. I dig it, and I love it. You know, a lot of people, they don't have that. You're a blessed man. You're very blessed. But that's all I wanted to say. I'm gonna be watching, man. You guys have a good show.
Nah, I appreciate. When you see, when you come up, we could just talk freely. We ain't sensitive. You know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah. I got my heart destroyed and broken and torn out my chest a long time ago. We can say whatever. It's no feelings. I don't feel any way about anything. You know what I mean? We can always have a honest discussion, and that's the great thing. You know what I mean? Having somebody you can have an honest conversation with.
Yeah, real shit. Hey, so look.
All right.
Yo, I appreciate you.
Okay, I'll let you in a minute, sir.
No doubt. Be safe. Let me to update. So is Crewfest gonna hit the link? Cause I think we'll just bid him a farewell. You know. So you got 2 minutes to hit the link. If not, just bid you a farewell. No big deal. Yeah, I'm saying they had to prove that 30%, and they were unable to. 30% of black men don't have felony. That's ridiculous. Right? So I'm saying when you look at that study, we were able to destroy that study in 5 minutes. Right? Because it's not a number you have to estimate.
Isn't it like 20 million black men?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What it do, my guy?
Yo, TJ, what's the word, OG?
Hello, how you doing?
Can you hear me good?
Yes, sir. We can hear you very well.
Okay, so I've been kind of quiet on this whole Carmelo, thing, but one thing that I want to point out is a couple of things. One, this case has exposed a lot of it's got a lot of our black issues all wrapped up in one case. And one of the things that kind of bugs me a little bit is the fact that when we talk about like the the father in the home and stuff like that, and the outcomes when there's a father at home, I think we got to be a little bit more precise now. Because Carmelo's dad was in the house, but his dad failed him.
Yeah.
So we got to be precise. I watched the court case from afar, and every time I looked up, I saw the mom, being demonstrative about a lot of stuff, even her nonverbals towards the father. So it didn't take me long to understand that woman was running that house, which made me understand why Carmelo's put himself in this situation, because the father seemingly, and I'm using these words specifically, seemingly was a marginalized voice in his own house with his own son. And I think a lot of things of my generation, I'm at the end of Gen X, beginning of millennial. I think a lot of things with us is once we become a little successful with a little bit of money, we move into these so-called other communities. We tend to, because we think we made a certain status, that somehow the realities of the world no longer fit us. That we don't no longer have to really, like the realities that you live in a 98% dominant, and I'm just throwing out numbers, that 98% of your community is Caucasian and you're not. And that's not gonna be problematic if there's conflict. And, this father not really being tuned in to the fact that his son was having beefs at school with some white boys, and that didn't raise no alarms in him on how to address this appropriately before it got there. So a lot of this is a little unnerving to me, you know what I mean, about how we're responding to it. It's showing our character. It's showing that, the father could be in the house, but if he's a marginalized father, the outcome can still be a kid that does something ridiculous and stupid and emotional and out of order. So I don't know, Hamp. This case to me has really just, befuddled me in a lot of different ways on a lot of different levels. Hello?
Sorry, I was on mute.
Yeah.
Sherelle, you want to respond?
I don't necessarily agree with the idea that his father failed him. I don't think that we are prepared for these situations. I think when men go to the military, you can fail boot camp. They have to go through a lot of training to be prepared for that. People die with guns on them all the time. Street niggas. A notable thing for if you sitting on the block and somebody spin on your block is for your partners to come around and ask you to empty your clip. Because they need to make sure you were shooting back. Because a lot of times when people hear gunshots, they'll freeze up. So the idea of your life being in danger, somebody trying to bring harms to you in that way, and you needing to defend yourself, it doesn't happen that often for people to just be prepared for it. And when we have trained killers and assassins and people in the military, they go through extensive training because you can't just put a gun in their hand and tell them, go to the war. It's that easy. It's not that easy. So I wouldn't say that he failed them. It's just hard to prepare people for situations you ain't never been through.
Well, in my opinion, I think the father was being woefully ignorant of his situation and surroundings. I don't claim to be the smartest cat on the planet, but I got my daughter in an all-white school. I am hyper vigilant about her conflicts. I'm constantly in contact with the teachers. I'm over 340 some miles away, and I make pop-ups 3-4 times a month because I'm aware of the situation. And the fact that the father did not understand that if he knew that there was conflict there, if the father knew was conflict there and he was passive about that conflict, that means that the father he didn't have enough discernment to understand that this could potentially go left.
I thought they didn't have history. They had history?
From my understanding that there was history between the twins and him, that there was an ongoing thing. I don't know I don't know how severe it was, but I know at one point they were saying that he was being bullied by the twins.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. He didn't know these children. This was his first altercation with these kids. They did not go to the same school. They didn't go to the same school. That was it. He was underneath a different school's tent.
Yeah, the proper edification, TJ, just so you have the actual info, they didn't have any past history. I would, if I had to allege any type of familiarity, it would be because they played football and those schools play each other. So the boys, the one who died was really, really good. And they said Carmelo was a
player.
Yes, he played middle linebacker. He was really good. Like I watched his tape, he was good. His brother played right next to him, not as good as him, but pretty good. And then Carmelo was a captain. So you can assume, just based on those dynamics, that they know like the names. You know what I'm saying? At least you watch film and stuff like that. But other than that, there's no prior like history of them knowing each other.
Well, that's good to know, because that's definitely not the narrative that's been spun about this situation. But it for me, it's revealed a lot. It just revealed a lot about where we are, and the fact that a lot of us sit there think that Carmelo should have got zero. Not we don't think that the narrative out there is that most of us are thinking that Carmelo should have got nothing. I don't think he should have got nothing, but I damn sure think that he was led to slaughter by a very incompetent counsel. He was led to slaughter. Just watching that case and watching how they presented the case, watch how they defended the case, it was cringeworthy on how inadequate that a counsel seemed to be. Now, it may have had the same outcome, you understand, but the veracity in which he was not defended and the lackadaisical defense that they put on was just wild and crazy. I'm more concerned about that. Carmelo's got to do some time behind this, unfortunately.
I agree with you to a certain extent. I don't think the legal team, it was not a great legal team, but I also think that we are comparing it to the public of opinion, the public court of opinion, social media, propaganda, people just throwing things in the wind. It's so many things that we're saying and repeating, just like right now. And I'm pretty sure you didn't have negative intent by saying that, but your assessment of things had to be corrected. That's a narrative that's being spun. It's a lot of false narratives that were being spent around the high profile case. things that wasn't even important enough to be introduced into the court.
No, I still think his father failed him. What needed to be corrected was the fact that I didn't know that they had no prior, that I thought that they had prior altercations. It doesn't change my overall assessment based on what I was seeing.
I'm not saying it's changing your overall assessment. I'm saying there was facts about the case that people didn't understand. So you thinking that he had a better chance than he did. We all
I
thought
don't know.
he had
I
a
don't
better
know if he
chance
had a.
because there was facts about the case that people were just lying about.
I don't know if he had a better chance, but I just understand because I spent several years working. Of course, I'm not a lawyer, but in my previous life, I spent several years as a paralegal. I know a decent defense. Jeffrey Dahmer had a better defense than this kid. Jeffrey Dahmer had a better defense. They put on a longer defense for Jeffrey Dahmer than they did this kid. And I keep calling him a kid because that's what he was. It wasn't like he was some 20-something-year-old that we're calling a kid. Now that's egregious, but that's neither here nor there. But the fact that we're still talking about this, and that there are multiple issues that we can pluck out of this case, goes to my original point of that this one. There's so many things about us as a whole that's wrapped up in this one case, because there's so many things that's just blatantly wrong, and we're not as far along as we thought we were. In race is a part of everything we do in this country, regardless of we understand it not. Now, the degree in which it matters, that unfortunately, and I know HAMP doesn't like to use it, that really depends on the situation. Can you mitigate the impact of it? Yes. Can you get rid of it? Absolutely not. From the last one.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. Hold on, my microphone.
But no, this is I'm glad for once I'm not being gaslit by Sherelle talking. So this was nice. This was nice. I gotta go because I got 100 other things to do. But this is a good topic, man. And we need to assess this out a little bit more, especially about how we just operate as a collective to a degree.
Yeah, no, I think I understand your concern overall. Yeah, like I said, you had more time, we could definitely parse it out. I think the key is, just making sure we have the proper information to make the best assessment. So yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right, thank y'all for letting me up. All right, Sherelle.
All right, TJ, be safe. Black America with the $2 says Mello is in prison. That stepdad we see. Okay, that's his stepdad. Okay. AL with the $5 says 30% men having felonies was based on a 2010 study. Keep in mind the 94 crime bill. That number is much lower today. Yeah, and that was another thing that we argued when we had the conversation. It's from 2010. They were saying the same thing in 2026. And even with the crime bill, remember we had that conversation? We were going through 20-year spans. Mr. Fantastic was saying the drug crack era affected like 10% of black people. You know what I'm saying? So it just like, even if you disagree, it just a whole lot in there, Josh with the $2 rel, that shit was quote worthy. No bullshit. Chrissy, I think I fixed it. Let me know. Hold on. Let me get this from Tribal Chief. Why is my alert box not working? Hold on. Let me see something. My alert box not working. I fix it. Tribal Chief in the building with the $5. His lead attorney gave several examples of people killing more people, getting off for lesser sentences. Carmelo parents screwed him. Salute the Tribal Chief in the building, man. All right. Caller, what's your name? Where you checking in from?
It's Cracks.
What's popping?
You can hear me? Okay, nice. What's popping, everybody? Look at Sherelle. I like the pink better, though.
You like the black better?
Nah, I like that pink. That pink had me going.
Yeah. My man said I look good in pink too.
Oh man, that's nice. Yeah, yeah. Now, Hamp, let me ask you a question, man.
Sure.
The Bible, it speaks about Esau and what's the other one? Jacob and Esau. Esau is considered the Caucasians, right?
Yes.
The Edomites,
Mm-hmm.
right? How much of it? How much of the Bible speaks about them?
Decent amount.
Yeah. Is it more than Jacob?
What you mean?
The
Oh, is it
narration
more?
to
No.
yeah, right. That's the reason. That's part of the reason why. Because so-called black people need rules, man. The old people used to tell me rules are for fools, right?
What you mean?
Because you're talking about our people, our so-called people, the melanated people, have all these issues. You can't walk down certain streets because of the YNs, right? And just our whole status in life, right? Our behavior in the communities, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need rules. We need rules. Now, in these single family homes, are there rules?
Yes.
How much are they implemented? Are they enforced? Who are enforcers? Is there enforcement to those rules?
Okay. I think if it's a single mother-led home, there are rules. I think the part of the question is, are they enforced? I think that's the operative word. Enforcement usually comes most effective by the fathers. So if there's a lack of a father
Right.
there, the enforcement probably isn't super effective.
And that's the problem.
Okay.
Now you're gonna come out of your home into the world, and the world is going to enforce those rules.
Yeah, except for most people that come from single mother-led homes are doing fine.
What's your measurement of fine?
Not committing crimes, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the contingent of people committing crimes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So it's 1.7
So on that
million
point,
people in prison now, and it's 360 million people in the country. So white people also have single parent homes. I think they have 20%. Latinos maybe 15%. Us at 62% in terms of being born out of wedlock. Right. So now, even if you include all the other demographics, it's 1.7 million people in prison.
we need rules enforced on us more.
Well, right now in
And the
prison,
single family home.
right now in prison, I think Prime gave me an updated stat. Prime, the last time I saw it, it was 30% black, 31% white, and then all the others can make up the rest. You know, Latinos, Asians, and etc. In terms of in prison right now.
Right. When did they stop calling prisons correctional facilities? They still call it correctional
Yeah, I
facilities?
think so,
yeah. So we need correction.
Well, who's the we? The criminals?
The criminals, melanated people. You said 62% of us are in there, right?
30% black.
No, 62 of us. Yeah. But 62 of the populace that's incarcerated are melanated people, right?
Yeah, white people. I
So
think it
we
was
need-
white men. Somebody help me with the stat. Last time I looked, it was white men 31, black men 30. Prime just said 25. So there may be an update.
Okay. Now, if we're just talking about our community, the basis is, listen, men, you engage with these females, you have coitus. As a result, you got a child involved. If she doesn't follow suit and you guys split up, the kid goes with the male.
But
the
think
men.
about this, right? Prime, thank you, Prime. Prime saying, look, he edifying, right? That's why I made Prime a mod last week. Cause he come with information. Even when he don't agree, he ain't insult. He's saying no, this, but that. Oh, I agree with that. I appreciate that level of discourse, right? Cause it's edifying. not the name calling
Right.
bullshit. Prime said, look, either way, it's 475,000 black men in prison. And there's 20 million. So
what? That's negligible?
It is negligible.
That's nominal?
Yeah, it is nominal, right? There definitionally it's nominal.
So our discussion on this matter, we're trying to deal with the nominal?
Well, what it was when we were making the single mother thing. It's so many great people, right, that have single mothers, and most of them are doing what they need to do.
So moms are doing a great job then.
I said they're doing what they need to do. You see, I said fine. You see what I'm saying? I'm using certain verbiage on purpose, right? I didn't say what you said. But I'm saying that.
But what's fine?
Fine is making it
What's
like
fine?
most people are just making it. Literally, most people just making it.
Average.
Yeah,
The averages.
Yeah, so most people are going to be average.
Yeah, but they're creating the averages. Like I said, most people are not going to be able to catapult out of the systems. That's not how systems are made. People don't break their paradigms. That's not how the country is funded. You're gonna hear anomalies say that they came from extreme poverty and ended up like as a billionaire, like Tyler Perry. But what I'm telling you is that's an extreme, very extreme anomaly. That does not happen. You are born and dying in the same caste system that you're born in this country, right? So average American citizens are raising average American citizens. They don't really have the ability to just, all I ever was a janitor and I'm going to raise millionaires. A lot of that stuff is happening by chance, but that's not going to be the average outcome. Average people are going to create average people.
Yeah, but where did that mindset come from? The average mindset. It's just based on food, clothing, and shelter. Most people just want that. They don't want the extravagance.
Yeah. And most people
they just want to get from point A to point B.
I think food, clothes, and shelter in a first world country is very easy to have, right? I don't think that people are working very, very hard to have food, water. I feel like we have a system. When you go and see homeless people who don't have food, water, and shelter, it's usually a mental issue or a substance abuse issue. But that's not the average person in their right mind, right? So when you look at the averages are somewhere above like a working class and middle class. That's where people are falling into. If you're born in middle class, you usually die in middle class. If you're born in working class, you're usually going to die in working class. And you'll produce kids in those same classes.
Is there anything wrong with that?
It just is.
Is there a problem?
Is
that a problem?
I think when you have a capitalistic society, there's several factors that going in being able to get up on high. So I think it just based on how our society's set up, there's opportunities there, but you have to be afforded them. You have to be prepared for them. You have to have the educational awareness. You have to have the surroundings and the ability. I need everybody to read a book called, matter of fact, Dr. G, the next book we're going to read is called Outliers. In fact, everybody cannot be president. In fact, everybody cannot be Bill Gates. I use Bill Gates all the time, right? His parents worked at the university in the robotics. He had access to that. You can't be Bill Gates. You know, we misconstrue things. There's a case in Outliers. It's two kids, right? They're playing hockey, but they're using their birth dates to make the point. So the one boy was born in December of the January. I'll just make it simple. January. The other boy was born in August, right? And they're playing in November. So the boy that was born in January is 6 months older, right? 7 months older. And these kids are 10 and 11 years old. 7 months for a 10-year-old is a lifetime. So January's scoring all the goals. He's the best player on the team and etc. But he's also 7 months older than August. You see? He's the outlier. He's also the oldest kid. They can't be January because they were born in August. There's nothing they can do about it.
Shout out to the Capricorns.
That's gay.
Right. And when we use the extreme anomalies to prove something, it's crazy, right? Because we'll talk about single mother led homes when The richest man in the world was born to a single mother.
Right. Right.
Jeff Bezos. Talk about it all the time. And the man who stepped in to raise him, another thing we shun, stepfathers.
Right.
Another man married his mama and helped groom him afterwards in life. And he became the richest man in the world. But those are two things that we would be like, we don't want, but we can't just be like, well, Jeff Bezos, so you ain't gonna be Jeff Bezos, nigga.
Right.
You're not.
Now, for those of you that don't want to be or worried about buying eggs, go buy a chicken. If you don't want to worry about your food, go buy some land and grow your own food.
I think
if you need electricity, you can use CDs and copper to create your own electricity. You can also
Prax, I think the key was in terms of the convo, you was trying to say, oh, look what the white boy says, so we need to take it and do something with it. In fact, now we need to pull it apart and see what's accurate and see what ain't, and then tell the truth about the numbers and give proper advice based on the contingent of people you talking to, right? I would never message a group of grown men like my friends, one which just was in the top 4 people to almost become an astronaut, and talk to him the same way I'm talking to the kids when I go to the juvenile justice system and give them a message. When I'm talking to that contingent, I give them a message. But if I'm talking to the larger majority, I can't layer those tropes on the larger majority because that's not them.
Right. So that's a good point that you're making. Some can. You only could do what you can. Right. You only got your genes determine your outcome. Right.
Yeah. Now, what I can say is, in Black culture, we have a shit on culture, right? So that's probably why we think you're either doing great or horrible, right? Because we'll overlap the people in the middle of society. We're the same people that'll be like, oh, 100K ain't nothing. Nigga, only 15% of the whole country make it. Only 15% of the whole 360 million people decided to know how to find a way to make it. But you think it ain't nothing. Right?
I'm not. Yeah.
You having conversations with people who make 100K and live a certain lifestyle, and they know how they spent 100K, or they know how they ran through money. But the average person is never going to make 100K. And if we raise the averages, there'll be a new number that majority of people won't hit.
I say this thing about, I say dollars are 75% cotton. I call them cotton pickers. You just saying I pick the most cotton. My cotton bale is bigger than yours, right? But that cotton you can't eat that cotton. You got to grow tomatoes. You got to farm your own lands, right? This is what we need to do if you want to get out of so-called rat race and start reassessing our value on lifestyle. I know a farmer is I hold higher regard of a farmer than I would someone who do IT work. Because you can't eat them computers, but I can eat that that beef, right?
Prax, there ain't enough land in America for all of us to be farmers.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No,
and then
if
it's not, you gravitate to those who are doing it and support them in that. Go to a farmer and help them feed their animals. We used to do it back in the days.
You can't. I'm not saying it's not a great idea for people to learn how to do it, but there's codes. Like there's neighborhoods where you cannot have a garden. There's neighborhoods where they're not gonna let you carry chickens. You cannot have chickens in your yard. There's codes against these things.
So you move around,
build up and build the houses and put extra properties.
Yeah.
You people have to pay air tax to people pay taxes on the air to build skyscrapers.
Yeah.
What?
You just move around. You talking about the city. You just move around. Mobility.
Yo, Frank, what you think, man? Any final thoughts, man?
Yeah, I wanted to clear something up. The country wasn't built off of race. It was built off of nationality, the nature of yourself. Black is a status. White is a status. There's a reason why it's called the White House. It's not because of the skin color. You look at the definition of white and black, that's what the status is. No one can be an adjective. Nobody can be a color. It's your character. If you have a black heart, there you go. Now we're talking about these so-called black people. They cast a spell on themselves. They say, oh, I'm black. Now you're just telling yourself you sully. You without knowledge. You without light. But if you white, you're pure and you're with light. God bless you all. Oh, yeah. And the United States was founded, not America. America wasn't founded. America was already here. The United States was founded, and they had to register in Delaware. Now, who did they have to register with?
Hey,
The
Chief, you're gonna have to
Iroquois.
create a show.
Real simple. Look up the 100th Congress, second session, HCONRES 331. Look that up.
All right.
All right. I appreciate you. Sherelle, you're gonna have some babies, you and your man? That's gonna be so sad because we need more educated people out here. You're a very smart lady.
I practice. I appreciate.
Good day to
Be
you.
safe.
One man who wanted kids. All the rest of them didn't. It's a bunch of people who don't want kids. These are fine.
Salute the Prax, man. Look. Now, one thing he said, right? We communicate so that we do our best to communicate so that most people understand. As people get edified, we go a little bit deeper pause, right? Like in teaching, street teaching, etc. So you'll hear me often, not all the time, but consistently enough, you guys hear me say so-called. But that's just because what people understand, right? And once people gain more understanding, you start getting into more of the minutia, the weeds of it, right? The meat of it, pause. So, yeah, man.
We do that at IUIC. When they ask the tough question, that's meat. You need some milk.
Yeah.
And just the analogy is when a baby first comes into the world, you feed it milk because it can't withstand meat yet.
Pause. Jesus Christ. Shit sound crazy. All right, let me bring my Ace Boom Coon back up here. Cheek, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
So that was all the callers. We've been here for 2 hours. Pretty good. I like doing the call-in shows. They fun. It's a different thing, I also, usually we get people who are, don't want to cam up and stuff, but not today, but it's all good. I think that we had a lot of support today. Me literally just posting it today and being slightly inconsistent with the Wednesday show. So salute to the 250 people. Then we got to about 300 today, which is love, for sure. And I think that I appreciated people listening to the initial breakdown and us walking it down to try to understand, and also just reassessing things, like two truths and a lie, you a liar. Right? That's one of the biggest takeaways I took away from like how what you and Cheek was talking about, how things are kind of like, yeah, two truths and a lie, you a liar. Right? That's how that works. But yeah, Cheek, anything else?
Nah, man. I just I wish we got to a point where like objectivity mattered more than just a side or like an idea people believed in. Because I promise you, 2 years ago, people would have been calling me red pill or whatever the case may be. And it happened. I got called a red pill. I got called simp. I got called both sides of the aisle, like repeatedly all the time. Simple printed, like, but we're at a place now where facts that just don't favor your disposition is exactly they don't know what to do with. They don't look it up. They don't present anything new. They don't come on the show to have the conversation. So it's like to me that's a sad state of affairs. Because like especially in 2016, 2014, conservatives was real big, and this is when I was really big into it too. Was the marketplace of ideas where people go get challenged, where you have debates and stuff like that. Now everybody just kind of go to their own side, and nobody really tries to have that debate. And if they do, they bring things that just aren't true. So
Yeah,
I don't know, man. That sucks.
yeah, and I think I hear what you're framing, and I even like. I don't know if you ever seen I don't know if a lot of people noticed it, right? But when I had like Tiff versus Mr. Fantastic, you know, or Mr. Fantastic versus Flow State, I always call it the conversation, you know? Even though it's a debate people have to stick on one side. During conversation, I think that you shouldn't be ineffable, right? You shouldn't be unmovable. If I hear some shit, I'm like, damn, that makes sense. More sense than what I thought. You know, I've been saying that for a decently long time. If you can't disprove it, accept it. You know? Easier said than done, though.
Yeah. Hell, we did it yesterday. I said, hey, look, I'm showing you what I'm looking at. You look at it. Nigga looked at a chart. He didn't read nothing.
Who did that? Don't say no names. Don't say no names.
I ain't gonna say no names, but god damn it, I'm willing to just help. Don't be disingenuous. God damn it.
Yo, Cheek, don't say no names.
Brother.
Perfect.
I think I just saw him. He was here too. He might have bounced. Hey, brother, three times can't do no wrong with me, man. He can't do no wrong with me, man. I don't give a fuck what he do. Ride with his fantastic. Hey man, yo, Mr. Fantastic, I need you in Atlanta. I bet. I need you in Philly. I bet. I need you to bring this. I bet. Hey, get your ticket. I'll send you the money. All right, bet. I ain't sending you no money this time. All right, bet. Can't do wrong with me. He's like, hey, Hamp, we have some unsavory individuals walking up the block. Do you have your firearm with you by chance? Yes, my good sir, I do. And I sent to, I think I would say Prance outside, in which case he was also acquiring his firearm in real time. Needless to say, they were not a threat. If they were, they would have been extinguished. And he did not flee or run. Instead, he chose to protect the people that were in the house. I think Relly was in the house. I think Cheeky was in the house.
I was in the house. It wasn't Sorrel. Yo. That's funny as hell.
So, man, he's an asshole, but that's my guy, you know. So, you know, one thing, Cheek, Mr. Fantastic, he's accepted the fact that I be whooping his ass at least 60% of the time. You know?
Well, you know.
So
that's better than what he normally do.
Exactly. That's why I'm, making it known, Mr. Fantastic. We appreciate you. It's a small crowd today, Mr. Fantastic. That's why we're saying this is only 300 people here. So, I would never say this when we got 700 people, like yesterday or the day before. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, yeah. Because he'll pull up real quick in his car. Hold up now, nigga. Hold up now.
I ain't gonna let him up, though, Cheek. It's a call-in show. I ain't gonna let him up.
Oh, my God.
This is crazy. Niggas can't prance. Yo, man. Damn.
All Fantastic heard was it was a random chart, huh? That's all you heard.
Yo, that's funny as hell, bro. I don't think I'm done. Relly, you got anything? I'm about to go to the gym early.
No, I just wanted to say, I think most Black people don't give a fuck about what white people think. We understand who they are and we move accordingly. Get out. When it comes to, then there's gonna be the niggas who want to sit at the seat at the table. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be people who go against their own group to fit in. And to be honest, it's just like, I want people to know that Black people who cannot be honest about white people are a danger to you. They're a danger to you. And to correlate that with the mirroring effect of women, there will be women who stop caring about what men think altogether. And there will be women who will do whatever to be around men and fit in with men. Women who cannot be honest about male nature are a danger to women in the same way. We deal in honesty, we deal in integrity, and we govern ourselves accordingly to make it happen. But you gotta stay woke out here, man. Because men are honest about other men. Ask them the conversations they have with the women they love. They prepare them for what the world truly is. Don't live in a fairy tale, because women like to live in delusion. Live in reality about race, about gender, about how this world views you, because we're still building the world that we want to live in. But there's a world that we absolutely are already existing in. And it ain't pretty. So learn how to navigate it.
You know, we had a dope POV last night, man. I need to chop it up whenever I have time or feel like it. But there's a low objectivity, especially when it comes to ourselves. Right? We are not objective when it comes to ourselves. We judge everybody else on their actions. We judge ourselves off our intentions. We are largely selfish. We need reciprocity in just about everything. But the selfless acts are what you go down in history for. Right? That's what you get martyred for. Doing things for others, even up to the fullest extent of sacrificing your life. But so many of us move overwhelmingly selfish. And I think that hurts the landscape. Top 5 reasons why the landscape is fucked up. You know? So, yeah, man. Damn, yo. Good shit.
Run! It's a stampede! DJ Ham the Stampede.
DJ Ham the Stampede.
Oh, you can't hear that. Man, it was good. I like this. Gotta be consistent. So yeah, man, I was talking to a few people. I'm gonna hit the link. I don't gotta be on camera. Niggas is scared, bro. You know? But it's all good. Hey, everybody, jump in the Discord. Get your tickets to Houston if you're around, man. We're gonna have tons of fun. Everything gonna be absolutely amazing. You hear me? So yeah, man, get familiar. I'll see y'all tonight. We're gonna have a dope show. I got a dope panel. Women trying to be the new man. Women trying to become better men. And you old and ugly.
Wait, that's the second part of it?
Yeah, that's the second part. So it should be a good show tonight. So I'll see y'all at 8 p.m. Eastern, most high willing. Tony, salute. Yeah, we gotta get Relly, next time when I got you up here, you gotta get Queen T Mrs. Vontae. Who else? Chrissy. We need all them up here. Yoli. We need all them up here. All right. Next time we do the faceless show. Miss Jilly.
Miss Jilly got a call?
Miss Jilly got a call. All of them. Know what I mean? Miss Jilly say, so last week, Sherelle, she was on her high and mic. She's like, oh no, they gender warring. Then yesterday she started it. I said, good God almighty. So, dope show, man. Y'all be safe. Do the right thing. I'll see y'all tonight for the original This Might Be Risky show, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be safe and do the right thing, man. Like, share, subscribe.
Tell a friend and tell a friend. And we out. Yeah. You do sound better. The cold going away.
It's going. I'm feeling good. You heard? But I couldn't breathe for shit yesterday in the gym. I was dead. My coach said, your cardio sucks. I said, coach, I got so much. Man, it's a big pause. But yeah, so. See y'all tonight.
Oh, we can kill all this. We can kill all this. Say do you want to be next?
Anytime you ready, baby. I was supposed to be there.
Ooh, I'm with it.
I'm
with it. We can do it.
Knocks out everybody and no one can whoop him. That's when that little Cassius Clay from Louisville, Kentucky came up and stopped Sonny Liston, the man who annihilated Floyd Patterson twice. He was going to kill me. He hit harder than George. His reach is longer than George. He's a better boxer than George. And I'm better now than I was when you saw that 22-year-old undeveloped kid running from Sonny Liston. I'm experienced now. Professional. Jaw's been broke, been lost, knocked down a couple times. Bad. Been chopping trees. I done something new for this fight. I done wrestled with an alligator. That's right. I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. That's bad. Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. Man, dude. Fast. Last night, I cut the light off in my bedroom, hit the switch, was in the bed before the room was dark. Incredible. Fast. And you, George Foreman, all of you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him. All of you. I know you got him. I know you got him picked. But the man's in trouble. I'm gonna show you how great I am.